I want to bring in Eric Ham while we watch what's playing out in Washington. He is CTV's political analyst. Eric, good morning to you. Glad that you could be with us. I want to begin by asking you, how did we get to this point? Why is Hur having to testify before this committee today? Is it because of the language that he used in describing President Joe Biden?
It absolutely is. And we know that when this report came out, the salacious details surrounding it made him a must have for the Judiciary Committee and, of course, its chairman. And so now we're seeing this play out. And like everything in Washington, especially in the House of Representatives, it simply devolves into spectacle. And I think that's what we're seeing, both sides attempting to try to score political points and use this report as a political pinata as we now move into the general election where we're seeing this rematch between Donald Trump and, of course, Joe Biden.
Yeah, and he was appointed by Trump. He's now defending himself, saying that this was an independent investigation. We should just remind all of our viewers that ultimately Joe Biden was not charged with a crime, but the White House has really blasted her for being out of line, calling into question the president's memory, his ability to remember certain details. So where do we go after today with this and with Hur, Eric? In the big picture, how much does it matter?
I don't think this is going to really have much of an impact, particularly on policy, on Donald Trump's forthcoming potential trial surrounding classified documents, or either of these two men standing politically as they seek to try to reclaim the White House in November. I think what we are seeing here is where, again, both sides saw this report as perhaps detrimental to one side and advantageous to the other. And so what we're now seeing play out, and it's very ironic, is the side who perhaps thought it was more advantageous is now appearing to actually attack the former special counsel. We have to also remember he just actually resigned from the Justice Department 2 days ago. So now what we're seeing is he's coming under heavy fire, I think, from Republicans as well as Democrats. And so I'm not sure how beneficial this is actually going to be for the Republicans as they seek to try to score points against Joe Biden, which we now know they're still moving forward, at least in attempting to try to find information to actually bolster their argument for a possible impeachment.
All right. Trump and Biden, as you mentioned, could both formally clinch their nominations tonight. There are a number of primaries underway. Biden, though, still facing the uncommitted vote. What states could be a problem this evening for Joe Biden?
Well, I do believe that while Joe Biden still has this issue of uncommitted voters, I'm not sure how much of a problem this is going to be for him, particularly given what we heard from him surrounding the Israel-Hamas war and his State of the Union address. And also now there are growing comments that there is this red line that he that he has given Benjamin Netanyahu. And so that will certainly go a long way in quelling some of the growing concerns about the ongoing war in Gaza, as well as the fact that we know that now the Pentagon is actually going to establish this pier where they're going to be able to move aid more quickly into the region. And also we're seeing now this relationship between President Biden and Benjamin Netanyahu, I think, coming to a head. And so I think what we're going to see is President Biden is moving aggressively to move this issue off the table. And so I think that's going to, go a long way in assuaging many of those concerns that uncommitted voters have been feeling about the president and the administration's handling of this war.
Eric, thanks a lot. We'll talk to you again soon.